И снова здравствуйте, дорогие друзья, товарищи. С вами, как всегда, Айс, и мы продолжаем прохождение RDR 2. Оно же Red Dead Redemption 2. Не будем мы ждать никакого утра, поедем в лагерь выполнять задание дачи сразу. Простите за некоторые выражения нетолерантности в прошлой серии, если они кого-то сильно задели. Я не хотел. Хотя почему не хотел? Хотел. Всех взять и задеть. Ладно, я шучу. Я же добрый и пушистый. Что ты сказал?
Not a smart move to travel alone in these parts, especially looking like you.
You threatening me,
You're done.
I guess I was told.
Чё он хотел от нас? Чё хотел, ты и получил. Глупыш. Возомнивший себя героем, потому что у него есть оружие. Что еще сказать? Просто маленький глупыш. Да это я, не стреляю, ты еще как бахнешь, блин. Жахнешь собаку в меня случайно. Это на костер, да, походу? Или не тот костер? Только отдохнуть можно, да? Ну, где тут костер лагерный, где можно все готовить? Ладно, это можно, в принципе, в глуши разбить лагерь, по большому счету. Интересно, куда вот эта женщина пошла вообще? Ты куда? Ты куда в таком виде пошла-то? Ты чё? Ты же леди, ёпти. Хотя какая ты нахер леди? Новый юг. Да уж, да, это очень забавно.
Many times. I see I'm boring you, Arthur. Worrying me. We lost men back there. We have lofty goals, Arthur. We're trying to...
А лес рубят, щепки летят. Подумаешь, Артур.
Better way. Now, of course, there's gonna be casualties. We're thieves in a world that don't want us no more. We are dreamers.
То есть воры когда-то были нужны миру? Интересно, когда? Такие романтики, последние, блин, самураи уходящей эпохи. Кстати, похоже, да? Так самураи ворами были не так часто. Вот нахрена нам вот этот тип, который вечно тут нажирается и ничего больше не делает? Ну зачем его вообще в лагере держать? А вот он костер, видите, как далеко. Запомнить приблизительно, где он находится. О, Хози опять.
Yeah, okay.
Ну, я готов следовать за Хози, только пускай он придет куда-нибудь в интересное место.
Why don't we just fish here? There's a whole lake of them.
Кстати, да.
I need to get out for a bit.
Только ни хрена не видно, блин, поплавка.
Oh, it was us.
The curious couple and their unruly son.
It feels good here. You did well finding that spot, Arthur.
More Charles than me.
It's like I can breathe again, thick and soupy as this air is. Might even do your whistling pipes some good, Hosea.
I was once in this country with Bessie. Ah, feels like a lifetime ago.
It was a lifetime ago. But what a life we have lived, how well we have fought, especially both of you.
I hope so.
But now, when things are desperate, we have to stick with the plan. Make enough money, then find somewhere where nobody will find us. Where we don't have to hide.
Like where?
I got some ideas hatching, but I need you with me, not against me. Both of you.
Of course.
Still, we do need money. So keep a low profile, especially in the local town. After Valentine, I want everyone on best behavior here. No trouble. But start turning over the soil and the rocks. See what turns up.
Dutch, we've got to be discreet.
Looks like law up ahead. Play it cool. Whoa!
Easy. Ah! Get a hold of that horse, will you?
Дача кобылка прикольная, беленькая, такая красивая.
Hello, gentlemen. Well, look what the cat drug in.
I seem to have gotten myself in a spot.
Well, well, look who it is.
Let's see if we can't sort this out. How are you, boys?
Fine.
This is quite some country you have here.
We like it well enough.
Hoagie McIntosh, at your service.
Lee Gray. This is my deputy Archibald McGregor.
It's good to meet you.
You a Scot?
Partly. The best part.
Of course.
Now, tell me, sir, what did the silly, fancy fop back there do? Nothing too terrible, I trust.
He was accused of running a gold mining investment scam.
Oh, no. I'm sure he wasn't. He is a magician. I know him. He's a fool, but he is not a bad fellow. Now, can we just...
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Shit! The Anderson boys! I can't have more scandal!
Well, allow us to help, my friend. Arthur,
Chase wanted man.
and take Archibald with you.
Just what I signed up for. Come on, big guy.
Perhaps we can discuss the foolish magician.
Stay with that train. Don't let them get away. And do not.
То есть стрелять я не могу, правильно я понимаю?
Hey, stop that! Come on, hurry! Don't shoot them. Faster.
Да не стреляю я, не стреляю,
What's your
я
name, sir? No, I need them
на максимум,
alive.
блин, бегу.
So what are these fellas wanted for?
What did I tell you? Tortured two fellers to within an inch of their lives. We've been after them for 5 years or more now. Do not shoot them.
Looks like the son of a bitch is gonna make it.
Don't shoot. Put that gun away now.
You all are a goddamn joke.
Look at, what are you doing? Ooh, that must have hurt. Leave them. Stay with that train. The train is slowing down to go through the station. Now's our chance. I said we need them alive. Get to the side of the train. See the flat carriage? Head for that. Get us as close as you can. You think you can jump on there?
Me? Why me?
Because you ride like my grandmother.
You cop bastard! I didn't do nothing! Arrest me now! Get off!
Come on!
Stop! Come on, shitbag! Go on, don't lose him! Bastard! Damn bastard! Get the hell away from me! Who's talking now, huh? You hold it right there!
Come on, Mr. Callahan, I'm relying on you.
Just you and me now, pal.
I'm gonna ride ahead and stop the train.
It's just us then, lawman. Come here.
We need to bother.
Let me go.
Can't do that.
Try at least. Just don't kill him.
Are you sure?
Sadly so. Do him and we'll take him in, all right?
Просто усмирите, блин. Бери сам, да усмиряй этого, блин, типа с ножом нахрен.
Come on.
Охренеть.
Need some gin? Come on. Captain, as it might be, do not kill him.
Next time?
Hello? Is everything all right in there?
Well,
Да уж,
I don't
потрясающе.
think he's dead. I think I won the fight. Just about.
Охренеть, блин, просто. Весь порезанный Артур.
Bring him out here.
Deputy,
Sounded like quite a commotion. Is that him?
I sincerely hope so.
Old Anders Anderson.
So what now?
Take him in, come on. A fine job, well done. And a pat on the back for me for stopping the train. Load Anders onto the back of your horse there, and we'll take him to Sheriff Gray. Put him on your horse and let's go.
Так, а к себе должен его, блин, погрузить? Твою мать, бедная селедка.
There you go. You are a natural. All right, let's take him in. Follow me.
What about the others?
Oh, we'll round them up. Anders back there is the brains of the operation, and that's really saying something.
You're the boss.
That was mighty impressive, sir. I have to admit. I'd hazard a guess you've served the law yourself at some point.
Well, I wouldn't exactly say that.
Are you familiar with the area here?
No, not really.
On your right here, these tobacco fields? This is part of Caliga Hall, big estate belonging to the Gray family.
Looks bone dry.
Yes, we are in dire need of some rain round here, let me tell you. The Grays have lived in Caliga Hall for generations. Fine people. My family's been working for them for years. Sheriff Gray's the one I know best, of course, but they own half the businesses in town.
Which town?
Rhodes, sir. You don't know it? Where we're headed right now. Ain't what it was before the war, but it has its charms. I'm sure you already know of the Braithwaites.
Like I said, just got down here.
Another big family in these parts. They have an estate west of here. Awful people, truly awful. They've been fighting with the Grays for as long as I can remember.
Sounds like quite the place you got here.
Да понял я, что дачу просит, понял.
Up there on your left is the Rhodes Parlor House. Very reputable saloon owned by the Gray family. We also have a general store, gunsmith, post office, train station, of course.
What more do you need?
Very little. Oh, good, they're back. And that's your friend, right?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna stop just ahead on the right, outside the sheriff's office. Can you grab Anders off your horse and carry him in for me?
Hey, fellas.
Sooner you get him off your horse, sooner we can get him in a cell. Carry him over then.
Mr. Gray! We got him. Very good.
I told you Arthur would deliver. Man has a passion for justice.
That's wonderful.
So, about my friend here?
Your idiot friend is free to go. But no more trouble from you, partner.
I promise you, this was all just a big misunderstanding. However, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Now, I'll pretend to appreciate that. Mr. McIntosh, it has been a real pleasure. The mostly good citizens of Rhodes, we welcome you.
Well, we're just honored to be here.
And make your friend behave. We got enough trouble from some of the residents, old-timers who've gone, sadly, to seed and lost their dignity.
How terrible. Come along now. I will keep this fellow on the straight and narrow.
Well, come back and see us sometime soon. Excuse me, gentlemen. Bo, these better be ugly rumors. Is it true you were seen talking to that wretched Penelope Braithwaite?
I can't thank you enough.
Where have you been?
Around.
And where you staying?
I'm renting a caravan on the edge of town behind the church. It's horrible, but no one comes looking. The whole town is trapped in this interminable feud between the two families. His lot, Gray's, and Braithwaite's.
Interesting.
Two old plantation houses, and falling out over rebel gold, and marrying cousins or not marrying.
Arthur, Hosea, you start poking around. See what you can find out about that.
I have missed you, boys. I've heard about bounty.
Well, there's been a price on my head for 13 years. It'll take a month to find us down here, and it seems like we can have a little sport.
Well, they're good bounties.
Where you hear this?
Some fellas I met at a camp near the state line said there was talk of it in bars in the north and west for 500 miles. There was talk of super agents of some sort.
Super agents. I'd love to meet one. It's just talk.
I'm sure it is, but I couldn't not tell you.
Stay out of trouble.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay, so these two plantation families. Arthur, you start sniffing around the Gray's place, see what the story is there.
Yeah, I passed by it earlier with our friend, Archibald.
Good. Hosea, you see what you can find out about these Braithwaites.
All right. Thank you, Arthur.
Quite a fishing trip.
There's still time. I'm up for it.
How about you, Arthur? Or have you had enough of the chase for one day?
Sure, why not?
Great. Hosea, why don't you lead us to that spot you were talking about? I kind of like this place.
Okay. Let's see if we can avoid any more excitement. All right, gentlemen, follow me.
Поедем рыбачить. Может быть, выловим какую-нибудь чудо-юдо лесную. Водную, вернее.
So how far is this creek?
It's a bit of a ride still, and it's not a creek. It's the same lake we camped on, just a different part. It'll be worth it. I saw some big drum and sturgeon there. Should be rock bass, bluegills, perch, pickerel too.
Синежаберные щуки,
We'll
это
see if you're as
интересно.
good at catching fish as you are at catching criminals,
Careful.
Arthur.
Trelawney owes me for that.
Trelawney owes everyone for something, but his information is good.
Plus, we are now ingratiated with the local law. I'd say it was a worthwhile diversion all around.
Trelawney's like a bad penny.
I'm not sure how good a magician he is, but he's certainly good at disappearing when he feels like it.
Where does he go?
Everywhere and nowhere, it seems. We wouldn't have got Sean back if he hadn't been weaseling around down that way, though.
Hey, Dutch, remember that time you found him in the outhouse?
Oh, yeah. We hadn't seen him in weeks. We stopped in some dead-end town in the middle of nowhere. Don't even remember the name.
You and Bill were off doing something, Arthur.
So, we pick up some supplies. I go to relieve myself. Open the door, and there's Trelawney, sitting there, newspaper in hand. Mr. Vanderlyn. I say, what the hell are you doing here? And he said, I could ask you the same thing. Now, if you wouldn't mind giving me a little privacy, I ate a rotten oyster.
Hey, maybe there are actually 100 Trelawneys.
What a terrible thought.
Hey, partner.
This is the spot. Down to the left there.
Хотел удачу еще один вопрос задать, но это не получается.
I saw some boats around last time. Be good to get to deeper water.
Так я лодку вам, блин, купил, Япона, мать.
Yes, over there on the shore. Yeah.
За огромное количество баксиков.
I'm sure nobody would mind if we borrowed one of these. Come on.
Ну давай позаимствуем лодку, я что, против, что ли?
All right. This looks like a fine vessel.
Okay. Come on, Arthur. Let's get her in the water.
I got a good feeling about fishing here. It's supposed to be some incredible sturgeon.
Oh. Okay, here we go. Let me row. You boys are too old for real labor no more.
You're too dumb for anything else.
You're still too quick for me, old man.
I enjoy picking on children. Now take us to the deeper water and pray for good luck and stupid fish.
But what about stupid luck and good fish?
That'll do too. Keep going.
Нас будут обучать управлению лодкой, нас будут обучать, естественно, ловле рыбы.
All right. Good luck, gentlemen.
Should really come here at dawn or dusk. That's when you catch the best fish. We should use a lake lure. That'll give us a much better chance of hooking something big like a sturgeon.
What's wrong with a good old worm?
Oh, worms are good for tiddlers like bluegill and rock bass, but you'd have to be real lucky to catch a sturgeon with one.
Lures it is, then. You heard the expert, Arthur. Let's bait up.
Keep the lure moving slowly on the water so it looks like a little fish just asking to be eaten. Are you trying to make your lure look like a dead fish? They won't be interested if it ain't moving. Got a nibble there, Arthur?
Nice. You hooked him. They're nibbling. Got him.
Hey, look at this beauty.
Неплохо
There
уже.
you go. Well,
Уже неплохая рыбка.
they can grow a lot bigger than that.
Морот и окунь, 2 кило.
Saw a monster lake sturgeon
Оставить,
near the mouth
конечно.
of the river, just southwest of Saint Denis. 50-pounder, he reckoned.
I would like to see that. Hey, Hosea. Remember that time we sent Arthur out fishing? He came back with 3 beautiful bass.
Not this again.
I don't think I do.
Oh, yeah. You do. He was maybe 20. 21. Walked in all full of himself. We had a big feast. Toasted him all night.
This was 15 years ago.
Oh, I remember now.
Then, the next week, Arthur and I are at the market, and Fishmonger calls out, "So how did you enjoy those bass?"
Look, you can fish, or you can go drinking all day, rob someone, and buy some fish.
I used to go fishing with this feller back in the day. Wesley, his name was. Real miserable bastard, but he loved to fish.
Что-то не
We'd go out
получается,
all
ну.
the time. But one day, we were river fishing when we see a funeral procession going over the bridge, and out of the blue, Wesley stands up, takes off his hat, bows his head. Then he sits down, picks his rod back up, and carries on. Doesn't say a word. So I'm a little surprised and say, "Wesley, that was nice of you." And he replies, "Well, felt I had to. After all, I was married to her for 30 years.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, dear God. I might swim to shore.
Ну, пока что два
Remember
окунька
those
только.
big salmon I caught in Montana last year? We had a banquet planned that night until Copper went and scoffed the lot.
You never had control of that dog.
He had some spirit, though. Never lost the puppy in him, right to the end.
You know, I remember us saying how Blackwater was the furthest east we'd ever been. As a group, I mean.
Feels like the more we try to head west, the further east we end up.
We had all those safe spots picked out to lie low in New Austin after the ferry job.
I liked it there. Still open and wild, the way it should be. Somehow the desert makes you feel...
Оказывается, ловить рыбу очень просто тут. Ну, конечно, легендарную, наверное, нет. Но... Вот такую вот маленькую, то достаточно простенькую. О, смотри, 2:01. Уже что-то. Ну, это одни и те же рыбы.
Really? She is?
Apparently so. I only found out from an uncle of mine years later. Last I knew, she was still outside Philadelphia. I left home at 15 and didn't see her again. She and I didn't always see eye to eye. I wasn't always a very obedient child.
I can only imagine.
Still, I loved her in my own way.
Я их все оставляю, потому что мы потом их зажарим или испечем.
Even from the grave, she managed to have the last laugh. That's on the hook, Arthur. There you go. That's a nice one.
О, что-то другое. Радужная форелька, прикольно.
I got a bite. Got one.
Ну вот, блин, на целый лагерь-то, я думаю, наловимся рыбы-то.
You got a bite.
Not bad, Arthur.
Еще одна, да? Тут форелька. Форелька радужная 2-килограммовая. Попробуем дальше закинуть.
It looks like you got a bite, Arthur. That feels like a bite. Ha! Got ya!
Ну пока что такие рыбешки не особо большие. Они особо редкие.
That'll grill up nice.
Зажарим, конечно. Прикольно ловить рыбу тут. Я думал, что это будет сложнее.
You got something biting, Arthur.
Да вижу я, что клюют. Я просто хочу, чтобы она не сорвалась.
You're getting the hang of this.
Оба-на. Почти сорвалась, кстати.
Worth keeping that one.
Ну, думаю, что хватит ловить рыбу. А давайте, может, еще одну поймаем тут. Может, приманка не та для
You got a bite there,
тупо
Arthur.
хороших рыб.
Nicely done, Arthur.
Так, еще что-то тут у нас, да? Тут у нас большеротый окунь. А, был такой уже. Я думаю, что хватит. Брать удочку.
Hey, I reckon we call it a day, fellas.
Ну да, туповую рыбу мы не поймали, но... С другой стороны, выловили достаточно много.
Think we got a decent haul here. Pearson will be happy. Should we head back?
We could keep the boat not too far back to camp from here.
Good idea. Could be useful.
What about the horses?
Well, they'll find their way back.
Just follow the shore south, Arthur.
That was fun. Thank you, boys. Now, Hosea,
Yes.
how about a song?
Okay. All right, I got one for you. I asked that gal to give me some.
I asked that gal to give me some. She says wait till the taters is done. I couldn't wait till the taters was done. I couldn't wait till the taters was done. Threw her on the floor and knocked off some. I wish to God I'd passed her by. I wish to God I'd passed her by. Taters got burned and so did I.
That was pretty good. But you know, what song we should be singing?
What?
Жалко картошку.
Three Mariners.
Ah, of course.
Well, we three poor mariners newly come from the seas. We spend our lives in jeopardy while others live at ease. Shall we go dance this round, around, around? Shall we go dance this round, around, around? And he that is a bully boy, come pledge me on this ground, ground, ground. We care not for the martial men that do our state's disdain, but we care for the merchant men that do our state's maintain. To them we dance this round, around, around. To them we dance this round, around, around. And he that is a bully boy, come pledge me on this ground, 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 ground. Oh, bravo! Bravo! Well, you know, we should not let the folks back in camp think I've read too much of it.
Indeed not.
Может быть, не стоило лодку покупать свою? Типа мы все равно стырили, блин, другую.
All right. I think I mean, we're gonna be okay. I know. Well, I always know. Whenever I got you two by my side, things are gonna be just fine. This place will be good for us.
Причем та лодочка-то маленькая вообще дико. По сравнению с этой. А стоило, блин, пипец. Вон, там не только лодка, конечно, стоила, там еще и причал, типа. Стоил. Ну, давайте, может, правда, отдадим, типа, Пирсону рыбу. А чё, как бы нет?
What do you want?
Don't be like that. Just a few bucks. I'm short.
Get lost.
Well, I'll go try someone with a heart.
You do that.
Big fancy thing it was.
Хотя, наверное, нельзя отдавать всю прям рыбу Пирсону. С чего бы это?
I've had quite a time of it, gentlemen. Mr. Pearson! Mr. Pearson, look what I've got. Fish!
Mr. Matthews! Mr. Matthews. You should have been a sailor.
No, thank you. I like to eat fish, not swim with them.
You know, one time, just off the Horn, a giant whale stalked us for months.
The same thing happened to me just south of Milwaukee, only I don't like to talk about it. I have
Arthur!
You're not a kind man.
Долго там они что-то обсуждают.
Ah, Herr Morgan.
Herr Strauss.
How are you enjoying yourself here?
Опять расточись.
Well, it turns out the pursuit of freedom is not a cheap business. Not for us, and not for some of the locals.
Sharking already.
I prefer to call it banking.
You ain't the one handing out the beatings.
No, but I am the one feeding the women and children in the camp. What choice do we have, Mr. Morgan?
I don't know. Well, come on then. Tell me who.
Here's the list. Refinery worker turned hunter by the name of Vinton Holmes. You'll find him up in the hills north of Strawberry. Ah, an apprentice undertaker. This one working in Rhodes. His name was Gwen Hughes.
And how many of them do you think will be able to pay?
With enough encouragement, both of them.
Пристрелить бы тебя, чтобы не мучился. Да нельзя. Так, а тут что за задание? Рыбу типа поймать.
How's things? Doing better. That's good to hear.
What are you doing?
Going fishing. The rivers around here, famous for the smallmouth bass. Fella I met showed me a couple spots. You want to join me?
I can't fish with you. You're far too good.
Oh, come on, come on. Hey, join me. I'll show you a couple of my tricks. There's a spot not too far.
Ну а на еще одну рыбалку мы пойдем уже в следующей серии. Спасибо всем, кто смотрел. С вами был Айс, и всем пока.